Snakes are common in many parts of the world. We humans spend so much time fearing snakes that we never really get a chance to appreciate their unusual beauty. For this video, we've gathered details of some of the most extraordinary and rare snake species from around the world. Here are the top 22 rarest snakes in the world you won't believe actually exist. Paradise flying snake. This rare reptile species can be found in Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Singapore. Paradise flying snakes can only glide through the egg birds. They climb trees and fling themselves off. Cool. Paradise flying snakes are great gliders. They can glide up to 330 feet through the air. The paradise flying snake is among the endangered snake species because it has the smallest genus among its kind. The red-headed krait. Does the color red still signify danger? And nature wasn't lying when it gave this snake a red head. Not only is it one of the rarest snakes in the world, but it's also one of the most dangerous. Native to Southeast Asia, the red-headed krait is considered an uncommon snake species. Moreover, the reptile is nocturnal and partially aquatic. It feeds on small animals like skinks, frogs, and lizards. Interestingly, this deadly creature tends to stay away from people. The white cobra. You'll be so lucky if you ever stumble upon a white cobra. This is because white cobra is one of the world's rarest snakes. The white cobra is not a separate species of a snake. Rather, it is just a regular cobra which has a special condition called albinism. Due to albinism, the snake loses all pigmentation from its body. White snakes are rare because many of them die before being born. If they are born, only a few make it to adulthood. The whole planet seems to be against it. If you ever stumble across a white cobra, please wish it luck and a long life. Doubleheaded snake. Terrified of regular snakes that have a single head? Imagine meeting a double-headed snake. Take a look at this two-headed albino king snake. To date, this queer-looking reptile has attracted this creature is that two heads try to operate independently of each other and even compete for food. Not to worry though, two-headed snakes are quite rare because they appear only once in 50 years. That's a relief because this is definitely not a creature you would want to meet every time you step into your backyard. The orange snake or orange snake. Unfortunately, the little ball python passed away only a few weeks after its birth, and Brian never got a chance to share his little baby with the world. Malagasy leaf-nosed snake. This is another uncommon snake. Not only does this snake have a unique shape, but also it has pretty unusual habits. The Malagasy leaf-nosed snake has a flat leaf-shaped snout and measures 3 feet in length. It hunts on sit-and-wait basis. It hangs down on trees concealed between leaves and branches and waits for lizards and delicious prey to pass by. This uncommon snake is unlikely to attack humans. Even if it does, the bite of this snake is not lethal. The elephant trunk snake. Here is a snake that lives in water like fish and other sea animals. The elephant trunk snake is a non-venomous, aquatic snake native to Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia. This snake has loose skin, brown coloring, and a light yellow belly. Unfortunately, it's estimated that this unusual snake will soon go extinct because it's frequently killed. The meat and the skin of the snake is considered a delicacy in several East Asian cuisines. Saharan horned viper. Here comes a snake that could The Saharan horned viper has cat-like eyes and horns like the devil. If that's not enough to scare you off, we don't know what will. Native to the deserts of Africa and Middle East, the Saharan horned viper is a highly venomous snake. Its bite can cause death. Legend has it that this species caused Cleopatra's death. This satanic-looking serpent is pretty rare, so you were to pay a visit to the Sahara. Tiger keel back snake. Finding a venomous snake is rare, but finding a snake that is both venomous and poisonous is extremely rare. The tiger keel snake is the only snake species in the world that carries the two characteristics. Found in Russia, Japan, China, Korea, Thailand, and Vietnam, this snake eats poisonous toads and takes in the toxins. When this snake bites animals or humans, their bloodstreams fill up with poison. If you spot that boy to spoil their day. The green vine snake. From the tropical rainforests of South and Central America comes this intriguing little creature that grows up to 79 inches in length. The top part of the snake's body is bright green while the bottom is yellowish. The snake has golden eyes and a long green tongue. Another distinct physical trait of this snake is that its eyes work together and focus on one thing at a time. Interestingly, the green vine snake is more aligned with humans than many other snakes. The Antiguin Racer. This brown non-venomous snake is usually docile and easy to handle. This snake was native to a small island of Bermuda. It was wiped out after habilitation of mongoose and black rats on the island. Due to aggression conservation, this formerly rare snake species has now come back. The total number of Antiguin racers in the world has increased. However, the snake has not been removed from the list of endangered species. The Wagners Viper. Endemic to eastern Turkey, Wagners Viper is a venomous viper that is only active during the day. At night, the snake takes refuge on dry, warm slopes where the temperature is relatively lower. The snake went extinct for almost 140 years due to excessive hunting and killing by humans. Interestingly, Wagners Viper was rediscovered in 1983. Also, St. Louis Zoo helped save this rare species by incorporating it into their breeding program. Nevertheless, it is still counted as one of the rarest snakes in the world. The Shortnosed Sea Snake. Rightly called the Shortnosed Sea Snake due to its small head and short snout, this snake is mostly found on northern coast of Western Australia. The snake is categorized among endangered species of venomous sea snake. This rare reptile prefers sandy areas of the reefs with shallow waters. The reason for this snake's disappearance from its habitat is unknown, but it has been hypothesized that several coral degradations may have been a major factor. The Alcatrazs Lancehead. The lancehead species of snakes is known to be one of the dangerous in the world, and the Alcatrazes isn't an exception. The Alcatrazs lanceheads are relatively small snakes that grow up to 20 inches in length, and their eyes are abnormally large. At a certain point during evolution, the species' access to food was cut off. Hence, the species shrunk in size over time. Scared of this snake? Well, we have good news for you. This lancehead variety is extremely rare. The snake can only be found on the Alcatrazs Island located off the Brazilian coast, so chances are you may never run into an Alcatrazs lancehead your entire life. California red-sided garter snake. The Californian red-sided garter snake is a subspecies of the common garter snake. Garter snake is a larger species of natrasnakes, which is indigenous to North America. The California red-sided garter snake usually has a red or orange head and a blue underside. All variations of the garter snake have their own preferred source of food and most interesting snake on the planet. The Aruba Island rattlesnake. This medium-sized reptile has a light brown body with distinctive pink, blue, brown, diamond-shaped markings. This Aruba Island rattlesnake is native to the Caribbean island located off the coast of Venezuela. It feeds mainly on rodents, birds, and lizards. This snake species is currently under the threat by encroaching human development. Furthermore, introduction of non-native species into the island's ecosystem has led to destruction of the natural habitats of this species, causing extinction. Barbados thread snake. This is the world's tiniest and most adorable snake. It can curl up its body into 1/4 of an inch. This snake is named after the Caribbean island of Barbados, where it was first discovered in 2008. The Barbados thread snake is said to have a pretty meager diet. Its small-sized mouth can barely open, and the snake mostly feeds on eggs and larvae of ants and termites. The snake species is becoming extinct because its natural habitats are being destroyed by human activity. The bush viper. Among the top rarest snakes in the world is the bush viper, a small snake with a big bite. The bush viper is also called the spiny bush viper or hairy bush viper. Bush vipers are mainly found in the tropical sub-Saharan Africa. Most subspecies of the bush viper have isolated and fragmented distributions due to their confinement to rainforests. This venomous snake is known for having keeled dorsal scales on its body that give it a bristly appearance. This snake can easily climb reeds and stalks. the Spidertailed viper, a snake. The Spidertailed horned viper is a rare snake that lives in western Iran. Its tail has a bulb-like end covered with long scales. It tricks its prey into coming closer by waving its tail. The spider-tailed horned viper was discovered in 1968. Experts initially believed that the tail was just a birth defect. Hence, the snake wasn't formally identified as a separate species. Cunning predator camouflaged as a spider. Dragon snake. Exenodermis japeticus, or the dragon snake, is a small and unique species of colubrid snake renowned for its unusual but fascinating appearance. The snake is also known by the names the Javan tubercle snake, Javan mud snake, and rough-backed litter snake. This reptile sometimes exhibits a particularly interesting behavior when handled. It will stiffen its entire body as if it were frozen. Dragon snakes are reclusive by nature and come out during nighttime. The St. Lucia racer snake. Located on a tropical Caribbean island 800 meters off the St. Lucia mainland, this relatively small, non-venomous snake was once abundant. It is a ground-dwelling snake that evolved without any natural predators, and the snake lacked a strong defense mechanism. Hence, the species began to decimate when the small Asian mongoose was introduced to the island. Introduction of an invasion animal in its natural habitat ended up making the St. Lucia racer one of the rarest snakes in the world. Red cobra. This medium-sized cobra is typically 0.7 to 1.2 meters long, but in some cases the reptile may grow to around 1.5 meters. Commonly found in various parts of Africa, the red cobra is often thought of as an attractive snake species. It has a bright salmon-red body, contrasted with a broad black throat band and prominent subocular markings. The color of these snakes can vary depending on the region a species belongs to. For example, red cobras from southern Kenya and northern Tanzania have an orange-red body with dark blue or black bands around their throats. So which of these snakes do you think is most beautiful? What would you do if you found one in your house?